Welcome back to 8-Bit Critique. We're going to be doing something a little different. We have a guest on today. Her name is Shy. How's it going, Shy?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? I'm so excited to join you guys.
So we're doing
Good to have you.
good.
Good
Doing
to have
pretty
you.
good. I got my co-host, Goon the Bearded. How's it going?
Hey, it's good. How's it going?
I got my other co-host, the Florida man himself, Fajardo. How's it going, Fajardo?
I'm good.
This was a video introduced by Goon, so you want to kind of introduce the video there, Goon?
Sure. I mean, I kind of found it by chance, letting YouTube just run its course.
Let's get right into it. Nightwish Ghost Love Score. Let's get right into it. Big old concert.
Does the quality sound terrible on your end?
I'm totally getting it like an Evanescence feel here.
Yeah, like I'm gonna. Whoop! Oh shoot! Hold on, didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna pause it for a second, anyways. But yeah, I definitely have to agree. It's definitely Evanescence type vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what about you? Anyone else got any other opinions?
I mean, I was thinking, her vocals are very, very nice, very clear, definitely has that opera feel. But like the one thing I don't like about opera is a lot of times they have opera that you don't understand what they're saying. Like if you don't know about it, you just don't know about it, right? And in this scenario, like the way she's doing it, it's opera-ish, but it's English. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you understand what she's saying and it's clear. And her voice is just gorgeous. Like it's just really good.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly how Evanescence did it too, right? Like she had that group had like that opera feel as well, but it was very like strong and you understood everything that she was saying.
I think some of Fajardo's language is problematic. Saying Englishness, like doesn't like anything non-English. But that aside.
Hey, we can go back to a few different videos where I had to translate, so let's not even.
Oh, that's Shakira though.
Oh yeah, the Shakira one, of course I had to translate that.
Hey man, I'm just cruising. I'm enjoying your reactions. I've heard it before, so.
I do like the way it actually started though. with like the drums and just the music in the background. Like I like the way it started.
Let's get right back into it.
Get it.
Siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my love. Still I write my songs about the dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. Child will be born again, that siren carried him to me. First of them true loves, sitting on the shoulder of an angel without care for love and
Water break.
I mean, it's good so far. I like it.
I don't think I like the words of this song.
Don't like the words?
Mm-mm.
Actually, let me pause. Well, would you want to expand upon that? What?
I just feel like she's all over the place. She's talking about children and sirens, and I don't like the words of the song.
Let me go right back into it.
Get it. Look how happy she is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but what is she on? I'm just saying.
Probably multiple things, honestly.
She's high on life.
I've heard this before.
I think the music is great though, like the acoustics, like everything.
I think he's a fan.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I have to agree. The music itself is really good, really well
Mhm.
orchestrated.
Return into childhood, show me myself without a shame, like the essence of Mary. I'll be there when you say time to never hold my
Well,
All right.
so
That was good.
that was pretty good. So
Mhm.
let's start with our little guest here, Shy. What would you think of the music overall? If you were given a rating 1 out of 10, what would you give it and why?
The drummer was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The guitarist was amazing. The singer, I mean, she has a beautiful voice. The words fell short. Like, honestly, I have no idea what that song is about.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. There wasn't necessarily as much as of a diversity when it came to the actual words itself. What would you say? What would you rate it 1 out of 10?
I'd give it maybe a 6.
A 6? All right.
And I
Not-
give it a 6. I feel like that's a little high. I give it a 6 just because the drumming and the what do you call it? The acoustics, the instrumentals behind it. I
Yeah.
thought was beautiful.
Not going too far in distance from one another. Fajardo, what did you think of the track?
Production-wise, great production. Obviously, it was a concert, it was a show, so there was a lot of editing that had to go into it. As far as the music breakdown, the way that they produced that video, you can hear, like, you can feel what they were trying to put out with the music itself, right? That supported the story. Now, I was reading half the time the story, and I had to fight my feeling to like bob my head to go with the song, right? But I did read it, and it was all about how, I guess, like the girl was saying like how everything was lost at the beginning, and everything, and it kind of, the people behind her, she said at one point, the people behind her would be the ones to lead her, which I thought was actually a dope line, because what she was really trying to say there is like I'm fighting a blind fight. It's done, but I'm trying to to lead my life the way I want them to lead my life, meaning her children, maybe the ancestors going after, whatever the case was, right? And that's why I found like that particular line right there was actually pretty dope. And then she went. The only way she's gonna fall is by the love, a love in the dark. She mentions, and this love in the dark can only, in my eyes, it can mean that the dark is that it's not a good relationship. Right, so it's kind of like one of those situations where it's a bad relationship, and I can lose myself in that. You're the only thing that can take me down, and this is all after saying that the only thing that can lead her is not her. So technically, the way it came out, in my opinion, is that the end of the song was meant to be the narrative of the beginning of the song. So in her dark relationship, as she was losing, she can lose herself to a bad relationship. The kids, or the future of her, would be led by the children. So it was in my opinion, it was pretty deep. Great voice. Maybe the verbiage wasn't as good as it should have been, right? Because they used a lot of words. Didn't you? I know this is gonna sound real cheesy. They didn't use complete sentences. Right. But at the end of the day, that is kind of what it is. It's one of those situations where, they had to put it together as best as they could, and maybe they skipped a few verbs here, or they skipped a couple of words here or there. But overall, I give it a 7. It was good because I feel like that's only. It looks like it's part of a bigger, of a bigger show, right?
Yeah.
So that might be just a small part of the story that can be misunderstood if you didn't see the rest of the stuff, which is where they lose points because we don't know the story.
Yeah.
So it only makes you want to find out what the story is to see how it all fits.
Yeah.
So that's why it gets a 7. So that it's still enticing. Everything else is good, but it leaves you with that question mark, like, well, what was that about? So yeah.
What about you, Goon? What would be your thoughts? What would you rate it?
Why don't you go ahead, Paul?
All right, so I would say the instrumentals, the guitar, drums, everything kind of instrumentally was really good. Very like grandiose type feeling to it. The singing, I would definitely have to agree with what's been said here. I think her voice was beautiful. Really good singer, really good performance, and it's just she had some interesting things to say, but I do think the verbiage and the lyrics itself could have been a little bit tighter put together. But like Fajardo said, this could have been a part of another story within the same performance, so we might be missing a little bit of context there when it comes to that. So for me, I would give this I would give it a 7 as well, just because I think the instrumentals was great. It was 10 minutes, and I think this is something you'd probably appreciate if you were in person. If you were actually at the concert, it would probably hit you a little bit more because the feeling, the atmosphere into it. But I will say sitting, watching, and listening to something for 10 minutes. For replay value for me, it doesn't have as much. Maybe snippets from 1 minute to 4 minutes or 4 minutes to 7. You know what I mean? I feel like there's just not as much replayability there. But I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Now, question before we move on, right? On what you just said, you said that replay value about 4 to 6 minutes, if that, or whatever the case may be. Now, my question to you is, if you know the full story, you've seen the full story, you've heard about the full story, you've read it, whatever the case may be, if you knew the full story and this happened to be, one of the better parts of the whole thing, would you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that. When you started saying that, that's how I felt about it as well.
Yeah,
I would yeah.
I think it's something you have to be kind of in person in the concert, get the full story. It was a very, it was a good song. I just think there's some factors. And I will say for me, maybe listeners fatigue at some point. If I'm not at a concert and I'm just listening to something for 10 minutes, I hate to say this, I feel like maybe it's ADHD or something, but you start kind of losing the listener a bit. That could be just mine.
I'll start off by giving it probably 8 out of 10. This isn't exactly my niche, what I would typically listen to. But if I was able to go to a show that they were performing, I would be all in. Like that performance to me was phenomenal, from the pyrotechnics to all the instruments and her voice and her performance. So altogether, I thought it was fantastic. And I guess the lyrical side of it, I guess without much context, it can go a lot of ways depending on who's listening to it. So I think that could definitely be up in the air, but I think it was a gorgeous story. The way she told it and the way she portrayed it felt like it was kind of a love story of sorts, and she was kind of battling which way to go with her own story. And so yeah, I enjoyed it, and something that I typically listen to every once in a while when I'm in the mood and whatnot. So yeah, not necessarily my niche, but I enjoy it. I thought it was
All right.
cool.
So, any more thoughts before close this out?
I have to agree that I'm like you, Goon. Like this is not my niche at all. This is not the type of music that I listen to, but it was a great performance.
Yeah.
And I think I said it earlier, it totally gave me like an Evanescence feel.
Absolutely, and I agree with that.
And
That's
I
probably how I stumbled upon it.
actually love Evanescence. When I feel like I need to jam out, sometimes I'll just put her on.
Yeah, Evanescence is fantastic.
Yeah, so it totally gave me that feel. But I will agree with you, like the lyrical standpoint, I wasn't too happy about that one.
Well, anyone else? That's all we got for closing comments?
Yeah. Would I watch another video like this and critique it? Yeah, 100%. Like, I do want to know what's the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't, like I said, it intrigued me to know what happened before, what happened after. Kind of like what is the show about? Because artistically, visually, and sound wise, like everything just hit the way it was supposed to hit. But again, we just don't know the context of the before and the after.
So, for 8-Bit Critique, I want to say thank you for watching. This is Captain Paul, my co-host Goon the Bearded, Fajardo, and our special guest, Shad. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We want to get enough followers so we can fully support Fajardo's move down to Florida. With your small donations of $19.99, we can get him down there.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
For 8-Bit Critique, like I said, we pretty much have everything we have to say. And we will see you in the next episode.